Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Television. My name's Brady Hanna. I'm in the booth tonight. With me is Richie Coy, as always. And Richie, we got a little short track action going on tonight here at Iowa Speedway, the Iowa 150 tonight for the truckers. And it's going to be a hot, slick, and exciting race for us up here in the booth.
Yeah, I still hesitate to call this a short track. It's kind of like a mid track, but they do consider it a short track because it's a mile. What is it, 0.88 miles? So it's less than a mile. But yeah, hot and slick out there. I think we're in practice. We were in the 130s at the track temp. We're down to like 128 on track temp. That's going to be a slick surface, especially with all that new pavement out there.
I was going to say hot and slick, but also you got that new pavement to deal with in the middle of the corners. And a lot of the drivers are saying there's some grip on that new pavement, but once you leave it off the corner, the truck kind of wants to slide out and lose grip there. So they're going to be battling that all night here around Iowa Speedway. Tonight, running 150 laps around Iowa. Stage break is at lap 40. We'll look at our race info real quick at this track. It's a D-shaped 3/4 of a mile oval here at Iowa. Kind of a unique layout. A lot of guys kind of compare this to Richmond, but to me, it's a lot bigger, a lot faster feeling than our Richmond Raceway.
Yeah, it's got similarities to Richmond, but you're right. It's so much bigger than Richmond is. But it's got similarities to it. I could say, especially you got the sweeping front stretch. Turn 1 is very similar to it as it is to Richmond, and straight back stretch, and then turn 3 is kind of tighter than turn 1. So it's got similarities to it, but honestly, it's way faster than Richmond is. But it's a fun track.
Yeah, I'd say 3/4 of a mile is really 8/10 of a mile. But looking at our schedule here at Iowa Speedway, next week we head to the high banks of Daytona for some super speedway racing action, then to Worldwide Technology Raceway, then Lucas Oil, another short track. That is a true short track. I'm looking forward to getting to there as well. But a lot of, as we say, a lot of variety on this schedule so far in this season, and it's going to continue the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a great season, great schedule. Sorry, a lot of neat tracks on it. Like I'm one of the few guys that likes Worldwide Technology. I like the way that you have to run there. It's flat. There's a lot of sliding that goes on. You have to have a lot of good car control there. Lucas Oil, a fun short track out there in Indiana. And then we got Watkins Glen. We had Lime Rock. We've got Daytona and Talladega in this series. We got Richmond and Milwaukee to end the season. So a lot of versatility that you have to have in this series, in this particular season.
Yeah, in B season, we come in about at the halfway point of the season. Brendan Polt right now leading the way over his teammate James Morris. In second, you got Robert Maliki and Michael Blackner and William Lark all right there in contention there for the top 5. But yeah, you're looking at the points right there, and we'll switch over to the playoff points real quick, and you'll see the guys who have wins for the overall season for 2025 as a whole. Michael Blackner, first guy out. You see those names in black. They are your winners so far. But you got Michael Blackner, Lewis Meglin, J.P. Burns, Robert Malikian, Tony Solari, William Lark, and Alan Duranco currently right in. And any of those guys in the next couple of weeks could score a win.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple tracks coming up that, they're specialist tracks. And if you got a specialty and you're good at those tracks, you can definitely score a win, get your name in black up on that list. And every time a new name below that red line wins, one of those gray names above the red line gets popped out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could get knocked out pretty quickly if somebody below the cut line does win. And there's plenty of names below the cut line as well, below even the 20th spot that we're showing right there, that could get a win at one of these tracks coming up, especially with tracks like Daytona. Some of the specialist tracks like you talk about, like in Milwaukee, somebody could show up and all of a sudden be really quick there. I know some of the elevated cars have been quick on some of these flat tracks, so look for them to be in contention tonight, and at tracks like Milwaukee and Richmond coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot of guys that have found speed this year, but haven't been able to seal the deal. Guys like J.P. Burns, guys like Wyatt Hunley. Barry Kramer's been fast. I'm thinking of Tony Solari, he's been fast at tracks. He's been there at the end. There's guys that are fast that have not been able to seal the deal. Can they seal that deal at one point during the season?
Well, look at last week, one of the road courses, Cameron Albertson and Noah Nicholson, both those two team drivers. They showed up for that race. So like one of those guys are going to win. It didn't end up happening, but they definitely had the speed to make it happen there. And all they needed was a little bit of luck and maybe that small pit road miscue kind of ended the night for Noah Nicholson there.
Yeah, and we got another road course coming up, so there's always that. But yeah, anything can happen. That's kind of why we do this stuff, is because on any given night, somebody may pick the setup, might be their track, might be their time, and they finish one of these bad boys off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, looks like the guys are gritting on pit road. We're going to start with our starting lineup tonight for the Iowa 250 here at Iowa Speedway. Actually, give me just a second here. Quick technical difficulty, but we're going to start our starting lineup here for the Iowa 250. On the pole tonight at Iowa is the number 4 Toyota of Jonathan Atkins. To his outside is going to be Wyatt Huntley in another Toyota. Starting P3, the 24, that is William Lark, and to his outside is the number 7 Chevrolet Wayne Grassi. Starting P5 is going to be the 18, that's Barry Kramer. To his outside in 6th is the number 99 J.P. Burns. Starting P7, the number 22 Ford, that's going to be Michael Blackner. To his outside is another Ford, the number 3 of Chad Lang. Starting P9, Robert Malikian in the number 16, and the 10 of number 9 of Marshall Johnson starts P10.
We have Joshua O'Connor in the 70, starting 11th, with Dave Nestor to his outside in the 36. The spicy one, Tony Solari, starts 11th, drives the 11, starts 13th. Josh Mayu, his teammate, in the 61, starts to his outside. Brendan Polt, our points leader, starting way back in 15th in the 71, with Richard Myers to his outside in 93. Chris Beck starts 17th with Cameron Albertson in the 76 to his outside in 18th. James Morrison starts 19th in the 88 with Noah Nicholson starting outside him in the 77. Brian Messer starts 21st in the 13 with Nim Silva in the 51 to his outside, with Grant Robichaux coming in 23rd with in the 19 with Nicholas Moreau, last season's champion, starting 24th. Jeff Chandler in the 31 will start 25th with Lois Meglin to his outside in the 26th and 26th starting spot. Chris Gore in the 89 starts 27th with Alan Duranco to his outside in 28th. TJ Bartel and Shad Curran are in the next row, 29th and 30th. Gregory Valade and Aaron Satcher, 31st and 32nd. And Markyle Henderson and Joseph Burgess rounding out our 34 truck field.
And a couple quick notes. You talked about, it looks like, I lost where he was. Nicholas Moreau. Nicholas Moreau starting 21st, deep in the field. Yeah, so he's going to move up a couple rows. And we do have one guy starting from pit road. This is the 19 of Grant Robichaux is going to be starting from pit road. It looks like 18 of Eric Kramer may as well. So as they finish up their second of 2 pace laps, we're getting ready to get started here at Iowa Speedway. Cars to watch for. Richie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here we go. This is what happened last week. I picked my pick, and he had issues. Then I got yelled at, so I'm picking Tony Solari tonight. Tony Solari is going to be my pick, my commentator pick tonight. So let's go, Tony.
My pick before Jonathan Atkins starting where he needs to finish. Let's see what happens. The pace cars hit pit road. They enter the restart zone. We're getting ready for green flag. There it is, and we're underway here at Iowa.
Here we go. I'm not 100% sure what to expect with this new pavement, as the top 2 have singled out, but it's 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back through the field here as they come off of turn 2 down the backstretch.
I'm sure everybody's a little nervous to see what their truck's going to do as they come through the first corners here, trying to get those tires up to temperature. And they all want to stay within that fresh asphalt. The minute you leave that asphalt, it gets loose, as we see the 7 of Wayne Grassi through the infield. And he keeps it righted, though. Keeps it going green. Green flag still out.
I did happen to catch a lot of guys getting loose early on in the runs during practice. So, we need to keep watching for that. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Everybody tightened up their stuff here. But
Chris Beck in the wall. The 34 Beck into the wall in 3 and 4. Pulls it off the wall. We keep going green, though. These guys are struggling out here, and it is tough. It is a tough track.
Track is really, really hot, and if you got a little bit of looseness in your truck at the track, the grip level on the track is going to be low, which means that your loose is going to be worse. Looks like got a couple guys running the bottom, which again, not very usual here at Iowa. But a couple guys just. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say Michael Blackner got loose there off turn 4 as well. These guys are wiggling. This is a struggle for them right now, trying to find that grip in their truck.
Yeah, they ain't going to find it. Not here. So you're going to have to deal with what you got to deal with here. But Michael's up 3 spots already from the start. So good start for him here.
Boy, these guys are sliding around even off turn 4. See the 3. The 3 of Chad Lane struggling for grip coming off the corner there.
This track was not the grippiest track before they did the pavement. So, and I think we talked about it before the race about the transition from the new pavement to the old pavement and how you go from having a little bit of grip on that new pavement to no grip on the old pavement, and it makes these trucks just completely sideways.
I think the tough part for this is that you have to set your truck up for the asphalt in the corner, which is the new asphalt. But the minute you go through the corner and you come off that new asphalt and you transition to the old asphalt, your truck's immediately going to lose grip. So any balance issues you have with the truck is immediately going to be amplified simply because, as you see, the 18 making a move there on Alan Duranco. Very close. The 18's loose off the corner back there in the back. But immediately when you come off that new asphalt that you set your truck up for, it's going to handle different. It's going to have less grip, and whatever handling issues you have is going to be exemplified there.
And what I'm noticing here is I'm watching specifically like somebody like Michael Blackner who's running on that high side, and he's getting out of the corner, and he's got the left side in the new asphalt and the right side on the old asphalt, and that by itself is going to make the car loose because you got all that grip on the left side and none on the right side. So he's kind of falling backwards now a little bit, and I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why.
It can help you turn, but if you're loose, you definitely don't want that because it is going to it's going to magnify that looseness that you're having. So you got to be careful too. And if you get the tires hot doing that, you have to watch out because the balance of the car will shift more and more and more. And it's just like a snowball. It just continues to get worse.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the 71 diving underneath the 16 going into 3 there for 8th spot. But it's one of those things where you just got to, take the first 40 laps here and just kind of feel out the race, feel out how everything's working, how your truck's working. Don't push anything. Let's have all 4 fenders on it by the time we get to the stage, and so far so good.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned lap 40 again. 40 is the stage, just the caution these guys are going to be racing to if we don't have anything happen before then. So they're going to get a good idea of what their truck's going to do on the run as we reach lap 40. Then the adjustments come, and then you set up for hopefully a long run to the end.
Yeah, and honestly, we're seeing a lot of single file run here, and I think that's partly because these guys are using a bit of patience here and are learning their truck and not trying to push what their setup's got early on to the race. Let's make it to the stage and then push because we've only seen a couple guys that have started to move up a little bit.
Wayne Grossi having that move early on up front. He's back to 14th spot, and he's fallen in and kind of just riding with the 15 here of Nicholas Moreau. 13th and 14th right now. Again, those guys just learning what their truck's going to do. As we got a battle up front, not up front, but towards the front there for 10th, 9th, 10th, and 11th right there. James Morris, Robert Maliki, and Tony Solari. And looks like the 71, looks like the 16 actually found something a little bit up high. He's able to stay right beside the 71 lap after lap.
Yeah, they've been running side by side for a while. Lap after lap, the 16 just staying to the 71's outside. 71 trying his might to try to get by him here as he dives down into turn 3, but can't get in too deep or he'll slide up into the 16.
The 70 of Joshua O'Connor goes by J.P. Burns, the 99. That's for 4th spot. He's going to take over the 4th position right behind The 24, William Lark, Wyatt Huntley, and Jonathan Atkins all running. That's your top 5 right there.
So I had mentioned that there wasn't a lot of people moving up and down the board, but Nicholas loves to make us eat crow here. He has started in the 24th spot. He's already up to 12th, so he is making his way up towards the front.
I was about to have a battle for position there, battle for the lead. Still pretty close up front, but yeah, watching Nicholas Moreau, he's inching in on the 11 of Solari right in front of him. And it looks like the 16 of Malikian was able to hold off the 71 of Polt. So Polt was trying to make that move, and he just couldn't make it. He ran several laps under the 16. The 16 prevails.
He does, and it's kind of shocking. I wasn't expecting to see the outside to be able to hold off like that, but that's good to see. I'd make sure if I was a 71, I would put that in my pocket for later in the race to learn about that.
Got a couple people watching out there. Brian says, Tony for the W, that's wild. That's a comment for you, Richie, picking Tony for the win. And I know why you did it. You may have your own motivations.
I did it. I got no problem to tell you my motivations. I picked it because if I'm going to wreck somebody with a commentator curse, it's going to be my fellow commentator, Mr. Tony Spicy Solari. And as the 70 makes a pass for,
I was
for
about
third
to say,
here.
Kermit Henney is in the chat as well, talking about the 70 making moves. And indeed, he is.
Pass for the lead. 21 past the 4.
Ooh, nice move by the Wyatt Huntley to take over the lead over the 4 of Jonathan Atkins. He's going to take over the lead. Going back to the 70, though, you're right. The 70 of Joshua O'Connor on the move. And I wonder if those guys up front see that. And the 21's like, I got to get going.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that the 21 and the 4 are teammates. I'm pretty sure that the 21 is the one that makes the setups for that team. So maybe he's got a little something special under his truck tonight that maybe he didn't pass out to the rest of his team. I doubt it, but I'm just teasing him.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing him.
If I'm building the setups, they better be right for me.
But yeah, he's probably just got a lot more laps in the setup, more laps here because he was building the setup. But and I'm teasing as the 99 gets by the 24 for 4th.
I was going to say 24 was off the pace. I think he got loose off the corner. He's lost a lot of ground and lost the position there. The 99 of JP Burns doing good so far tonight. And we have a heck of a battle back here. The 88 starting to make moves of James Morris.
Yeah, he was actually able to well, he's back where the 71 was, underneath the 16. Nobody seems to be able to actually get by the 16 on the inside tonight. So now he's taken over what the 71 was doing a couple laps back.
He's actually by the 16.
Oh, he made it.
And the 88's going after the 22 of Michael Blackner.
Yeah, considered after and by. That's a twofer.
Well, we're starting to see some guys really show up with some handling issues, some comers and goers, as they say. The 24, one of the guys, looks like he's having a little bit of a handling issue, and those guys are starting to pass him as the 3 of Lang makes the pass. Chad Lang into the top 5 with that pass over the 24 of William Lark.
Yeah, shout out to Chad Lang, having a great first opening 20 laps here, and that keeping it clean there in his tide ride.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, we got spreading out a little bit. I figured right around lap 20 is when you'd start to see the people starting to come and go as the tires start to get a little bit older. We'll see who has not killed the tires early on and has been patiently waiting as we are halfway to the stage here. There's a gaggle of cars back there by the 16.
Yeah, 16's kind of holding the 71 up right now. He was trying to get around the 22 of Blackner. They actually do, but now they're catching the 24. Meanwhile, Chad Lang's trying to fend off the 88 of James Morris. A lot of action now. These guys are all over the track.
James made it past all this and caught, because the 22 was ahead of this, so the 16, all these guys passed Michael, and now they're all passing William Lark as well. As now you got Wayne Grassi trying to make the move up underneath Michael going down the front stretch here.
And the 16 and the 71 are side by side once again here. And don't forget, right behind them is the 15. That's Nicholas Moreau starting to follow him through. As you see, the 71 gets really loose off the corner there.
Yeah, 88 made it past the 3. They've all kind of strung out a little bit here. Now, Marshall Johnson's hopping under the 24 now, and that's going to put William Lark all the way back to, I think, 14th or 15th position now.
Yeah, Lark's really struggled. As a matter of fact, he's in the wall right now.
He's in the wall, yeah.
So he's looking for that stage break so he can make some adjustments for sure. He's going backwards.
Well, he looks like he's making some fender adjustments prior to the pit stop.
Yeah.
which is usually not very good.
Narrow that truck up a little bit. Make it go through the air a little bit quicker. 16.
But
The 16 and 71 is still side by side, man.
I think he might have him.
Yeah, it looks like the 16 got a little too high there. As soon as I said that, he's going to finally concede that position to the 71 of Polt.
And the 15, that was a two for the wrong way for the 16.
Yeah. Got a little too
They
high.
go both ways. It goes both ways with those twofers. You can take them and give them. As up front, Wyatt Hunley is about a half a second out on his teammate in the 4. He's a little over a second out on Joshua Connor in the 70. O'Connor in the 70. Sorry.
Yeah, you're going to where are you going next week? On vacation?
I am. I'm going to be seeing a lot of O's and Macs.
I was going to say, how can you mess up the O'Connor name when you're going to?
Well, my one little list here, it took out the O, and then I had to look over and just verify that it was the O. But yeah, I'm heading to Scotland tomorrow, so yeah, I'll be hearing a lot of the O's and the McConnors and all that stuff.
All right, you see the 71 and the 15 get around the 3 of Chad Lang. Those guys kind of working in tandem, making those passes. 15 of Nicholas Merg just following the 71 through. He looks quick so far tonight. As now Robert Malikian's going to look underneath the 3.
He does. He seems quick tonight for sure, but he's still got he's over 4.5 seconds behind the race leader here, as the front couple have kind of checked out here. Definitely a race for 6th on back. Oh, Michael Blackner up in the wall.
Yeah, I saw the same thing you did, up in the outside wall, but he hangs on to it, keeps it going straight here. And that's Tony Solari under him in the 11, and this is the fight.
My guy.
For 11th spot.
That's my guy. I'm rooting for Tony Solari as the commentator. But yeah, Michael's hanging on the outside still. He's kind of singling himself out, as now Robert Malikian is working, believe it or not, the inside of the 3 going into turn 1. And he makes the pass.
Yes, he does clear him. So he's going to take over that position. That is 8th spot over Chad Lang. Chad Lang still having a good run, but it looks like he's falling off just a little bit here, falling to 9th spot. And that's Wayne Grossi behind him in 10th, trying to make up some of those spots he lost early on.
Yeah, I don't remember how far he fell back, but definitely starting to march his way back to the front. So he looks like he's got a good Shell Pennzoil number 7 tonight. Little hot rod. And I'm just watching back a little bit behind that is the 28 of TJ Bartel. Also started 29th tonight. Has made his way up to 15th. He just made his way around David Nestor, actually to take over the 14th spot.
Well, when you say long runs, you think TJ Bartel. He's infamous about saving those tires and being able to make passes late in these runs. And right now he's up 15 spots from where he started.
What just happened to the 70? The 70 is coming out of the pits?
I don't think he came out of the pits. I think he had a moment.
No, he did not. He did. I'm just looking. He came out of turn 4 and got loose and hit the apron, a little bit of the grass. Kept it actually on the apron, but unfortunately lost a bunch of positions, and he's all the way back to 13th spot, fighting with Marshall Johnson.
He had fallen back a little bit coming off the corner there. It looks like he gets loose across that transition. That's what we've talked about. Gets loose but keeps it straight, but loses a lot of time to the leaders right there and loses a couple positions.
So he did something I've not seen yet. When you come out of turn 4, that bottom kind of stripe of new pavement ends, and the top one kind of continues for a little bit. And he went from new pavement to the old pavement to the new pavement, and that's when he got loose.
And back to the old pavement. That's a lot of transition for the truck to figure out
there.
So
it is.
He's still loose off the corner there.
Yeah, now TJ looking to his outside.
Wyatt Huntley and Jonathan Atkins right now, though, they have kind of checked out on the field 1-2. They're kind of running close together. You got J.P. Burns a whole 2 corners behind them with James Morris and Brendan Polt, your top 5 right now.
Yeah, and James Morris actually was about 0.2 faster than they were, back and forth, but still 5 seconds behind the leaders. So I'm not sure he's going to be able to catch anything, as we're on lap 30, 7 here, almost to the stage.
Yeah, about 3 laps away from the stage. These guys just trying to settle in and finish this one up. They all know what their trucks are doing now. It's just a question of, at this caution, of being able to fix it. As you see a car way up the track right there. Is that one going a lap down? That's a 19, I guess, going a lap down there. The one guy that wanted a caution is the 19 of Grant Robichaux, but unfortunately he's not going to get. But he will get the wave round. He is the only truck 1 lap down. So
yeah, he'll get the lucky dog. So right now he's only 1 lap down. So good for him.
Although
23 is right on the same straightaway of being a lap down.
We got 2 laps. 2 laps to the end of the stage. Are we going to have a battle for the lead? Looks like the 4 of Atkins kind of closed in on the 21 of Wyatt Huntley here.
Yeah, he's dogging him. Does he have anything for him? He's only got a lap and a little less than a half to get to do anything if he's got it.
He's moving around trying to find something, trying to find a different line or something to get this to work. So he gets a run off the corner, but it's going to be 1 lap to the stage here as these guys come around.
And the 19 is hoping that they don't catch the 23 in the next half a lap.
And I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but he's right there. It's going to make the 19 crew sweat for sure.
As they come through 3 and 4
here. I just said the same thing.
And the 21 looks like he's going to hang on. This is going to be Wyatt Huntley taking the stage win over Jonathan Atkins. JP Burns in 3rd. 4th is going to be James Morris. Brendan Polt holds on to 5th as Nicholas Moreau, Robert Malikian, Chad Lang, Michael Blackner, and good old Tony Solari. Or was it Wayne Grassi? They got that 10th and final spot. We'll have to go back and look.
I see right now Tony in 10th, so that would be where he finished.
Nice. So there we go. Stage complete, clean and green so far. 40 laps in the books here at Iowa Speedway.
I have to say, that was a fantastic stage. A lot of good racing going on. A lot of good green flag run there. Obviously, we had no cautions. So kudos to the guys. Tough track, but they made it. Awesome job.
If I'm Wyatt Huntley, though, I'm kind of sweating a little bit because I saw that 4 of Atkins close up at the end of that 40-lap run. If we get a long run, it looks like the 4 truck's a little bit better than he is. But even farther back, you were talking about James Morris, Brendan Polt. Some of those guys running faster lap times than the leader. They just need the track position. Now they have it. Can they keep it in pit stops? We're about to find out.
Absolutely. And I was about to say, yeah, he's going to be worried more about than just Jonathan. I mean, JP's fast tonight. You got James Morris that was coming, his teammate Brendan Polt and Nick Moreau. But TJ Bartel went from 29th to 13th in that run. So I'd watch out for TJ. He made up, 16 spots. If he makes up another 16 spots, that means he'll have lapped, a couple extra cars.
And I'd ask, but I kind of know the question with the way that everybody was sliding and slipping around. This is pretty much a no-brainer 4-tire pit stop here.
That's what I would do. I'm sure. Although, I thought the 18 was like coming out, but he was just going into his pits. But yeah, I'd say it's almost a no-brainer of a 4 pit stop here.
Well, looks like JP Burns picked up 1 spot there out of the pit road. He's going to start in 2nd. Passes Jonathan Atkins. But Wyatt Huntley comes out your leader.
Nicholas made his way past Brendan Polt too. So a couple positions there in the top 10 have swapped positions. We'll see how the rest of it shakes out.
This will be a reset for everybody. Get those fresh tires. You got to retrain your brain that you've got these fresh tires now, and you got to know what you need to do here. It looks like Grant Robichaux is slow on the backstretch. He stopped on the backstretch for some reason, letting trucks go.
He should be the lucky dog.
Yeah, unless he came down. Did he come down pit road? Did he? I hope not. I hope not. Surely not.
I'd have to. It might just be telling him to go to the tail end of the lead lap, but yes, he did go down pit road. So he's still a lap down.
That was a mistake. Yeah, well, nice. Got to figure out those lucky dog rules.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, he's new to sim racing, so he's not always up on what's going to happen. So everybody's got different types of wins out there tonight, and sometimes just getting to the end of the race is a win. So live and learn. That's for sure.
All right, we're going to re-rack them and stack them here 2 wide as we get ready for a restart here at Iowa Speedway. 40 laps already in the books, 45 in the books now. As we get a restart here for these guys. It's going to be Wyatt Huntley on the front row with J.P. Burns, Jonathan Atkins, James Morris, Nicholas Moreau, your top 5 with Polt, Malikian, Blackner, Lang, and Solari making up your top 10.
Yeah, Blackner actually made it past Chad on that, the number 3 of Chad Lang on pit stops too. So a couple movers, a couple guys thanking their pit stops tonight. So we'll see how it works out for them.
Well, no more planned cautions from this point forward. We're going to be trying to keep it green to the end, and that's going to put a stretch on those tires. There will be another pit stop required. We'll see what happens as we go back. Green flag racing. The pace car is down. They enter the restart zone, waiting for the leader to launch. There he is, and we're racing once again here at Iowa.
And what a launch he got is the number 4 of Jonathan Atkins goes by J.P. Burns there. The outside lane did not go at all as the 15 makes it past the 88. So definitely an advantage to the inside line there.
Yeah, Morris didn't really launch all the great right there, so he had a little bit of a struggle. But they all get lined up here, kind of looking back a little bit farther. Ooh, who's that in the wall back there? That's a red truck.
That is
Johnson.
Marshall Johnson Marshall Johnson in the 9. How could you miss the shininess of that truck?
Well, I knew it was a shiny red truck. We got a few of them though.
Not as shiny as Marshall's is. He's got the shiniest truck ever.
Well, we got a lot of racing going on right now. Everybody trying to get those positions while they can. The 22 of Blackner scrubbing the wall off the corner. Solari caught behind him there. And that is, who's that on the inside? Is that TJ Bartell?
TJ Bartell. TJ. And the 70 coming back up through the field as well. He's got some new tires on it. Hopefully he tightened his truck up a little bit. As he was running good early on in that stage.
He was quick, and the 7 was quick. And both those guys made a small mistake that cost them a lot of track position. They're trying to make up for that right now.
As Nicholas Moreau makes his way underneath J.P. Burns, takes over the 3rd spot. I'd be kind of sweating a little bit if I was the top 2.
Here comes the 15.
He's all the way up to 3rd, and he's already proved that he's got a fast truck. But are the 21 and the 4 saving something for the end here? Got a long way to go.
I know we talked to the 15 we talked to Nicholas Moreau last night. He was doing some practicing, and he was very focused on getting a truck that works well on the long run. And so far, so good. As he was wondering about the long runs, whether or not we get them with the way the track was and how slick it was out here. But it looks like it's paying off so far for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been able to make his way through. Through is now the 88 of James Morris makes his way past J.P. Burns for the 4th spot. So JP sliding back a little bit.
Sliding back early on this run, but looks like he had a little bit better longer run truck, so he's just trying to find somewhere to ride till it comes in. Looks like he'll lose a few spots off the start, but still having a solid run so far tonight. He's got a teammate in Malikian, a couple of trucks behind him.
He does, yep. As looks like Wayne Grossi makes his way past Chad Lang there. Move Wayne up to the 8th spot. TJ and the 7 are falling in line right behind him. Michael Blackner, Tony Solari, Noah Nicholson up from 20th spot to 14th. And Jeff Chandler coming from 25th up to 15th.
I can't wait for the 77 to be around the 15 to hear you say Noah Nicholson and Nicholas Moreau.
No, I'm good. I can barely talk forwards. You want me to go sideways? Come on.
Looking back here, Marshall Johnson really falling back here, down to 21st in that number 9. Looks like he's trapped on the bottom here. They're going around him on the outside. Oh, he's loose. He's really loose there off turn 4.
Is it possible he might have went the wrong way with his adjustment? Undo what you did. Undo what you did. Got Kermit saying that Nicholas Moreau seems to be the one to beat. Yeah, Nicholas Moreau is our 2025A Truck Series champion and had 1 or 2 wins during that season.
Now hold
Maybe
on a
6
second. He's not even led a lap tonight. You guys try to give it to him already. Come on.
Well, you know what? The top 2 have kind of inched away a little bit, but Nick is slick, so
Nick
he could just be
slick.
pacing himself. Come on, man. I'm a poet and didn't know it.
Slick Nick.
Slicky Nick.
He
But,
is
he
kind
could
of slick.
be-
He does kind of sneak in there, doesn't he? That
Right?
nickname kind of fits.
So, yeah, I mean, it's he could just be riding at this particular point. But then again, the 21 to 4 have been fast all night long. Led between the 2 of them, they're the only 2 that have led tonight.
I tell you, we talked to him once so far this season. He's had a rough season, so let's not write it off just yet. It seems like something that's always happened here this season for some reason.
Yeah, it's been, although he kind of righted the ship last week, and so far so good. So get my pick, my commentator pick, Tony Solari. I'm not picking anybody else. Tony riding back there in the 13th spot.
I'm watching this battle right in front of him. The 3,
Yeah,
the 70, the 28, all right there together as TJ Bartell, Joshua O'Connor, and Chad Lane.
70 trying to recover from that slip off turn 4. TJ still trying to march his way forward from starting in the back, and he's made it to the top 10.
He's using that outside to his advantage right now, but he's got the 3 sideways.
Oh!
Did they make contact there? I'm not sure. The 3 hangs on to it. He's going to keep going.
Wow, what a save.
That was quite a save. Oh, my goodness, he hung on to it. But was there contact from the 28 that started all that?
Don't know.
Let's go back and look and see if we can tell. The Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. Watching TJ Bartell go off into the corner. I believe there was contact there. Let's see if we can ride aboard with TJ to see for sure. 28 here. Yeah, just a touch there into the corner. Turns the 3 around. I think he slowed a little more than he expected. But the 3 does a heck of a job to hang on to. Let's ride on board with the 3 and see how he hung on to that.
So I think the 3 might have gotten loose out of 4 and was just trying to back his corner up going in. And yeah, you're right. I think he just got a little bit, cautious going into the 1 there.
Sideways. 70 slips by. He slips to the apron, hangs on to it, and we keep rolling. What a save.
What a great save, man.
We need a good hands move of the race. I think so far that'd be mine right there. Although I don't know, the 70,
move the race.
The 70 and the 7 both had moments off turn 4, and they were able to hang on to it as well. So I don't know, it would be a tough one.
We can make it the clean hands move of the race.
Clean hands?
Tied. Come on, man.
You don't use tide on your hands.
Well, there was a point where people were eating it too. So
I guess.
Which, by the way, there's a
Multi-use.
disclaimer: Full Throttle Sim Racing and Full Throttle TV does not condone the use of eating Tide Pods. For anybody out there in the listening world. Nowadays, they said it on the broadcast.
We don't condone, nor do we deny.
We can't condone or deny.
Because I've never tasted it. I can tell you how it tasted.
I've never looked at it and went, God, that looks good.
Oh, tasty. A lot of racing around the track. All around the track here. It's Dave Nestor, Josh Mayhew go at it. And actually, Dave Nestor able to grab that position to 61 of Josh Mayhew. Alan Duranco looking for a position behind him back here. That is for 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Yeah, we got some packs of trucks all around. There seems to be 4 or 5 trucks in every pack, racing as hard as they can. Well, I'm not racing as hard as they can, but definitely racing for sure. Because before that, ahead of that, you have you got TJ Bartell and Michael Blackner, Tony Solari, Jeff Chandler running in a little pack with. That looks like the 77 of Noah Nicholson with Lewis Meglin behind him too. So. Lots of little packs around the track. But up front, Wyatt Hunley and Jonathan Adkins picking up where they left off right before the stage caution.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say too much because it could make me look like a liar later. But I am thoroughly impressed with. Listen. I was out here on track last night doing some practice with some of the guys, and this is so difficult. It's so slick out here. It's so hard to handle. That these guys are able to kind of maintain what they're doing, and not only maintain the control of their truck, but able to race each other the way they are. You see multiple grooves kind of working around the track as well. I will say I am thoroughly impressed, and I really appreciate it.
I remember going through recently a practice session at Darlington with the Cup car and just watching guys wreck every lap in practice. Then the green flag flew, and we did a Darlington race, green flag to checkered flag. So, I mean, kudos. I mean, obviously, kudos to everybody on track for doing exactly what you're saying, keeping control and putting on a great race.
Well, listen, I can say how much I appreciate it, but I'm sure there's guys out here. Everybody out here in this race probably. I mean, barring if you have some handling issues, I kind of understand. But everybody out here will appreciate the fact that we're getting these long runs. Green flag runs, you're able to race and kind of move around and not run under caution all night.
Some of these guys would be like, I'm not used to this.
I know some of them might be wore out already. This is a tough track to do it.
I run officials. I'm not used to this many laps, but this is FTSR, man. You got to get one of these every once in a while.
We have to see more of it too. This guy's doing a good job. Hopefully they carry this forward because this is what we want to see. And I'm sure it's what some of the drivers want to see as well, as some of these long green flag runs. Because that's the way, you build a truck setup to be good on the long run so you can make these passes once some of the guys' tires wear out, you can kind of work your way towards the front.
Yeah, about 20 laps in, and that's where the tire issues or the truck handling issues seem to show up. But up front, we got 21, Wyatt Hundley still leading the way with Jonathan Atkins, about 4 or 5 truck lengths behind him. And then a gap back to Nicholas, and then about the same gap back to James Morris. And then a little bit further back is James's teammate Brendan. So these guys running some fast laps.
Yeah, they are. Yep, a lot of variety here in the. Well, I'd be facetious if I said that. You got 6 Toyotas in the top 6 positions. You got the Chevy of Wayne Grossi in 7th, and another Toyota of J.P. Burns in 8th. So it's a Toyota front of the field right now. As a matter of fact, there are no Fords in the top 10.
Nick doesn't drive a Toyota, does he?
He is. He's in a Toyota.
Oh, my goodness. That poor guy. All right. Well, they're about to catch their first on-track lap traffic here outside of the 19 as Brian Bunkerman Messer is about to go a lap down to 13.
As I say on social media, them cheating Yoders.
Cheating Yoders. Well, they must be cheating. There's a whole bunch in there.
Yeah. Yeah. You got some more spread out through the field, but they have populated the front of the field. Somebody pointed out to me, too, we've got a load of Toyotas in our field. As a matter of fact, let me switch this up so you can see the car manufacturers there on your timing screen. You'll see all the Chevy symbols all throughout the field. We have a lot of Toyotas and a good bit of Fords and a few Chevys.
Seem to be breaking up, Brody. Or am I breaking up?
No, it's probably storms in the area.
Ah, there you're back. Okay. You'd be getting the latency flag over there.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
So we still got tons of racing going on out here. Chad Lang is looking underneath the 77 and Nowhere Nicholson back there for 15th. Jeff Chandler has made his way up to 12th, so he's gone ahead and made some passes here late in the run. So we still got tons of racing going out there. It's not just arrive and drive here. These guys are putting it all out there. Wayne Grossi's been working on Robert Malikian for the last.
Oh, we got a wreck. Cameron Albertson. There's Aaron Satcher backwards here as well, rolling into the corner. Cameron Albertson, I don't know if he's involved or not, but Aaron Satcher for sure involved. William Lark was already parked it. I don't know if he was part of that.
Cameron Albertson. Yeah.
All right, let's
Starts
look at
and stops.
Yeah, let's look
It's
at our
him, sorry.
best one tire. Instant
Ooh,
replay.
There's a residual after the fact.
Cameron
Sorry.
Albertson comes out of the corner, gets loose. Oh, there was a truck on the back bumper of his as well. Was that Aaron Satcher on the back bumper?
No. Well, actually, no. That was Chad Lang on his back bumper in the 34. Sorry, Chris Beck in the 34.
They end up wrecking, and then Aaron Satcher joins the party for some reason.
So it looks like Chris might have got a little sideways trying to avoid the spinning Cameron, and then got into Mark Kyle Henderson. In the meantime, Aaron Satcher started to slow down for the wreck, and he gets hit from behind.
Let's see what it's Aaron here. Oh, he does that. He slows for the accident, and the 90 does not. He runs in the back of Satcher there and forces the. Is that Marshall Johnson? It is
yep.
Up into the wall.
Yep.
Oh, tough break.
Yeah. So I think that the 68 was actually slowing for the secondary issue between Chris Beck and Mark Kyle. Might have kind of overslowed a little bit. Unfortunately, yeah, the 90 just kind of got in the back of him and they caused a tertiary wreck.
Don't you be throwing them
words.
Don't throw them big words.
I love these big words. They make me seem so smart.
So the first caution of incident, second caution of the night so far. White Huntley, all the leaders come to get those fresh tires, and tires are something we got to think about too, because that's 2 sets of tires, and then what, they have 3 in the pits.
I believe so, and we've got a change for second too.
Yeah, we do. You want to tell us who that is?
Absolutely. We Nicholas Moreau's team got him out in second place, ahead of Jonathan Atkins. Everything else looks status quo in the top 10. But yeah, new shoes, baby. Everybody's got new shoes again. But you're right. I think we only have one more set of tires left in the pits. And what do we got? We got still a lot of race left. We're just past halfway.
All right. Well, yeah, you're right. One more set of tires to use. So if we, I don't know. It should be interesting. I didn't see anybody staying out here either, though. You're going to use those tires because if you stay out here, it's just a death sentence to be up front with old tires.
Yeah, I don't think there was a doubt that you were going to need to pit, but with just less than half the race left, this can make for an interesting end of the race. If we get a caution, say with like 30 or 25 laps to go, do you pit? Do you not pit? I mean, it's going to put some of them crew chiefs in the hot seat when we get close down to it here.
So it looks like the pace car lights are off. If they head down the backstretch, we're getting ready for a restart here at Iowa Speedway. Working lap 83 of 150. One set of tires for most of these guys in the pits left. So gotta manage those tires, man.
That we know of. Somebody may even have 2. We don't know.
Yeah, some of the surprises.
Right.
Well, we know the pace car's on the same set of tires he started the race on. He's going to duck the pit road. Hit the restart zone. Green flag is out, and we're racing again here at Iowa.
Yep, leader goes out to a big jump. Again, third place, able to get back up to second as Nicholas Moreau falls down into third, but a better restart for the outside lane all the way back through the field, though.
Well, I believe the 16 Malikian's been beside somebody this whole race. He's side by side again. Him and the 71.
I think it's been the 71.
I was going to say they're inseparable as they're side by side once again as they come off turn 4.
Yeah, inside. I'm sure that the 16 spotter's going 71 inside again. But now, the 71 gets by, and Wayne Grassi makes a bid for the inside of the 16.
Yeah, that was tight there because it looks like the 16 was looking under the 71, and the 7 was going inside the 16 there. Something had to give, and it was the 16 backing out of that.
Now these side by side coming off 4. Looks like he might have got the run, but he hit the wall,
He got
which
the
allows the
run
7. Yeah,
and got the wall.
he got the run, then got the wall, then he got the run back to the outside again. There's a lot of drama going on in this lap for the 16.
This is the battle right now as the 21 and 4 continue to lead out front. Everybody single file ahead of this. And they're going to settle that with the 7 getting the position. The 16 is going to slide in behind him for the time being.
For now, the 7 making up, definitely making up for that one little mistake that he made. He's back to almost where he started, so kudos to him.
Say the 99 is going to slip back through this pit cycle. He's behind these guys in 8th spot, right behind this battle. And he's going to have to make up some time there as Tony Solari goes side by side with the 70 of Joshua O'Connor.
Didn't we notice that the 99 did this in the start of the last restart? That he just kind of slipped back a little bit to find, looked like he was just finding a place to ride?
He did. But I think he started farther back there.
Won't look now, but Nicholas is, he's looking. Nicholas is looking underneath. He's trying to find a way past that 4. Jonathan Atkins for the 2nd spot. That's the closest he's been, I think, all night long.
2nd and 3rd in your picture right there. First place, Wyatt Huntley's going to driven away from these two as the battle for 2nd starting to heat up.
Nicholas is saying, it's time to put a little pressure on. We've been sitting down here riding for a while. It's time to put a little pressure on, see what he can do. As they've gapped a little bit back to the 88 to 71 and the 7 in 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. Tell you what, I'm watching the 70 a little bit further back.
Mm-hmm.
He's working the high side, and he's kind of made some moves back up from a little bit. I think he's all the way back up to 10th there. That's Joshua O'Connor. O'Connor in the 70.
But you was talking about O'Connor. Joshua O'Connor's called Joshua O'Connor's called Joshua O'Connor.
And Joshua O'Connor heads to the outside of Joshua O'Connor.
I've seen some guys be too out by themselves before.
Yeah, me too. Actually, they're really tough to pass. And I'm not gonna lie, a couple times I've been that guy.
Yeah. You see Michael Blackner scrubbing the wall tonight. Are we sure that Tony Solari is in the 11?
Did they switch?
He's probably in the 22.
Did they switch? Oh, man, he's driving the 22, and Michael's actually in the 11. Nicholas still pushing pressure. I don't think he's actively trying to get by him so much as just trying to keep. Looks like he's just maybe trying to keep pressure on the 4.
The 22 is off the wall again. That wasn't him. It was car in front of him.
Well, in front of the 22 is Tony.
Well, I mean a few cars in front of him, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Joshua O'Connor to the outside of TJ Bartel.
He's got that outside all wound up. He's made it past TJ and Tony here on the outside.
He made the pass, but I think he scrubbed the wall and lost a little speed down the backstretch. Should be able to clear a mirror off 4. Yes.
Yeah, he's got that outside. The first one we've seen really making that outside lane work. As he starts to close in on J.P. Burns for the 8th spot. Burns a little further back in the field.
What? Here he goes. Here goes the 70 to the inside of the 99.
Just when you think somebody's working the outside, he changes it up on us. And I think that's partly because the 99 was running kind of the middle groove.
Michael Blackner up high, running a high line now too. And he's got Jeff Chandler behind him. Jeff Chandler, we haven't mentioned much, talked much about him, but he's in 13th right now.
He's made his way slowly to the front, but Michael's been running it outside a lot of the race so far. That's why we've seen him a couple times up into the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's wanting to run a little bit higher than the wall allows.
The wall usually wins when you try to tell it that you want to move it up.
Yeah. There's been a couple tracks like at Pocono. I wish I could have moved that turn 3 wall out a little bit.
And Pocono specifically one that ain't moving. Some of these tracks they build down into the earth so that the wall is butted up to like actual ground. Yeah, those walls ain't moving at all. Not that I think Pocono actually is one of those, but there are ones like that. Those hurt.
Well, interesting fact about this track. This is one of the first tracks they built with the safety barrier only. This track never had concrete walls. This track was built with the safety barrier as the outside barrier. If you look at it, there's no wall behind the safety barrier. There's just the
not a safety barrier itself. Yeah, the little I-beams that go into the yeah. Is this the track that Rusty built?
Or yes, it is. Yep.
It is. All right. So this is the one that Rusty Wallace designed. I think it's a neat track. I've always liked running here. It's as we've progressed through iRacing, they've made it more challenging. But it's a neat track. Usually you can get multi-groove here, as we've seen so far, as people have made the outside work, the inside work.
TJ Bartel a little loose off the corner there, off turn 4. As that 70 still tries to work over that 99 in front of him. He's yet to make that pass.
He's trying, though. I think the 70 thinks the 99 is the 16 and just likes to run side by side here.
Ooh, JP up the track a little bit there. Really close off the corner. He's going to stay side by side with the 70 as they head into 1.
He needs to be able to clear him coming right in the middle and to be able to clear him coming off in order to actually make that pass, and he hasn't been able to do it yet.
Yeah, we talked about that new asphalt in the corner. It extends off the corner. There's one lane that extends off the corner, and that outside lane, that outside guy is able to use that new asphalt. This is JP way up the track right there. Able to use that asphalt a little bit more, a little bit longer than the inside guy, and that makes these passes really tough coming off the corner.
Yeah, and I mean, with these momentum trucks, the way that they are, the outside guy, if you can get a good run, you're going to be able to pinch off the guy trying to pass you on the inside. And, on a good track, and I'm not saying this is a bad track, but on a good grip track, it's a hard pass. But you put on a track out here like this, that's got some character to it, and with all these different patches, it makes it that much harder.
Right on board with TJ Bartel, and watch this battle from behind. Up top, that white truck, the 99, JP Burns, and on the inside, the 70, that is Joshua O'Connor. As they run side by side, it looks like JP gets really high there through 3 and 4, but can he get a run off the corner? No, it looks like the 70's finally going to prevail on the bottom. Give that position to JP Burns, or to Joshua Johnson. It's Marshall Johnson. Joshua Johnson. Joshua O'Connor.
God.
Marshall Johnson just hit pit road.
He did. That was a tongue twister right there. You know, the 70 finally made it past the 99 and went.
Yeah, now he's coming up with 16. We've seen the 16 loves to use that outside lane.
Yeah, and that's so. The 70's been working the outside until he caught the 99, because the 99 was running out there. Let's see if he's got enough to go either under or over. But for second, we're back up. We're actually up to a 3-car race here for second between the 4, the 15, and the 88 now has caught the 2. So it's a 3-way battle.
Had an issue with Nim Silva. He, I don't know what happened there. Let's go back and look at our best one tire and auto care. There's no caution for this. It looks like he was trying to come to pit road. He is coming to pit road. Comes around. I bet you he misses the end of pit road. Yep. That's a hard pit road to enter under green.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that we are going to need to make a green flag pit stop.
I wonder if that's what these guys are doing. I know Marshall Johnson already made his stop, but he didn't come out of the pit, so he must be done for the night.
Yeah, they pitted on lap 80, so we're 27 laps into the run with 150. We've still got 40, so it's a little early yet, I think, to even split the stage.
They may be able to go from there. I'm not really sure what the fuel mileage is like.
That could be. The 70 has made his way past the 16, so put the 70 of Joshua O'Connor up to 7th and on the move.
Yep. looking up front, you were right. That the second, third, and fourth battle, what you were talking about before all that happened, has kind of closed up a little bit. Although the 88 ran them down, and now he's starting to fall back a little bit as Nicholas Moreau starts to put pressure on the 4 once again.
It's so hard to pass when you guys are running within tenths of each other. It's a very, very tough thing to do. You just got to push him into a net. Go ahead.
No, I just saw the 88 sideways off turn 2 there. I could read his door numbers as he come off turn 2.
Well, that definitely makes it hard to pass.
Well, now he's trying to run these guys down from behind.
And that's where you start to overdrive your truck a little bit. And you get those scenarios where you get sideways, and it's just so hard to pass somebody who's running the same lap times you are. And you're doing what Nicholas is doing, which is trying to make Jonathan make a mistake. But I've run against Jonathan, and he's hard to flap. He's really good. He runs his laps very similar. So hard pressed for one of the best to flap one of our new guys that has come out with a couple wins so far.
We saw the 15 get loose off the corner trying to get under the 4 off turn 4 last lap. So he's doing everything he can trying to make something happen here. It's just so hard to get those runs off the corner. Meanwhile, I mean, the 21 Huntley's up here in his own zip code, just kind of cruising around.
He's loving the fact that they're trying to pressure the 4, because that's just letting him get away even further. He's got a nice lead. He's got a 1.5 second lead over there from first to second. As you know, there's 88's fallen off a little bit, but there's a gaggle behind him again. You got the 70 who's pulled away from the 16 a little bit, but the 16, the 99, the 11, the 28, and 31 are all kind of under a blanket here, running for 8th on back to 12th. 13th.
Yep, all right there together.
12th.
And that's even worse, too, because I know from a driver's standpoint, you see all these cars in front of you, it's like, man, if I push just a little bit harder, maybe I can get around them. And that is when the mistake happens, usually. Because you're pushing already, and you push that little bit extra trying to make a move, and next thing you know, you either get loose or get into a guy.
We're getting to the wall, as I just watched the 99 get loose and tag the wall, and now the 28 is under him. And meanwhile, the 70 is continuing his march forward. He must have really tightened that truck up because he's catching the 7 and the 71, and Wayne is pressuring the 71 there for 5th position at the same time. The 70 is catching both of them. 99 up in the wall again.
Yeah, he's in the wall. He's really struggling for grip.
He lost spots to both Tony and Jeff to put them up into 10th and 11th.
Wayne trying to make a move on the 71. Both those cars really low on the bottom of the track there.
They're fighting for the bottom. They better watch out for the top, because here comes the 70.
Here comes Wayne. He's really rolling that bottom really well. The 71 looks like he's having a little issue grabbing that white line down there on the bottom. Here comes the 7 sliding into the corner. And here comes the 70 on the outside, just like you said.
He's one of the only guys I've seen so far making it outside work. He's doing a great job. As Wayne's still trying to just get underneath the 71 there.
He might have
doesn't quite make it.
He had a fender, but he lost that momentum off the corner. Here comes the 70 to the inside of him.
If you can't go to the outside, go to the inside. That's what I always say.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Wayne finds something on the outside there.
Oh, caution.
Ooh, Michael Blackner.
Oh, no. Mayhem.
Around turn 3, and we got some other trucks in the wall there, too. It looks like Barry Kramer in the wall. Let's see what happened there, too. But Michael Blackner turned around in turn 3. Caution is out.
This one started all the way back coming off of turn 2.
Let's see what happened. Our best one tired all look here. Instant replay as it come off to, ooh. Let's get back and see what Michael look. He's been struggling all night with some handling issues. Comes off turn 2. Loose, sideways, to the inside, sideways, tries to hang on to it. Loose up the track, and finally spins out in turn 3. So these guys taking avoiding action.
Yeah, it looks like Not everybody saw what was going on. There was one or two guys that came in a little hot.
So the 18 involved. Let's see what happened here. They come into the corner. Contact from behind into the 18. 18 into the, who is that beside him?
The 18?
The 50.
It's 18-0, and I know the 62 was there.
Was it the 62?
62 was behind him, and the 66 of Shad Curran.
Ah, the 66. Okay, so he's the one.
Yeah, the 62 got in the back of the 18, 18 in the back of the 66. Then the 66 comes down, and him and the 18 get together again as they're trying to right and go forward.
So a couple trucks involved there. It's going to end their night.
So it looks like everybody stopped for tires again. Yep.
Get a couple of stragglers there on pit road the second time by.
Lap car guys, yep. 51 might be taking a wave around, I do believe. He's a lap down currently. So Wyatt Hunley will be your leader again as everybody came to pit road.
So that's the last set of tires that we know of. And that's probably about right for these guys because we're going to only have like 25 laps to go. So right. I don't know if you'd want to pit again within 25 laps anyway, because track position seems to be pretty important here. Although new tires would be, but not in 20 laps.
Right. So all came out except for the 70 of Joshua Connor. He actually was able to leapfrog Wayne and came out in 6th spot. So put him in 6th, Wayne in 7th.
I'm seeing a big loser here though on pit road. Is the 88 of James Morris, who apparently had more issues. He's dropping to the rear. Looks like he had some sort of a penalty.
Let's take a look, see if I could spot what happened.
One of our front runners having issues late here, and that's going to hurt really a good bit here late in this race.
Oh, do we know what pit road speed was? It's probably like 45-ish. Or 40 even, so it doesn't look like he sped coming on pit road. He's speed coming off of pit road.
Well, they're double filing 3. We're going to get ready for a restart here at Iowa Speedway. Going to have 27 laps to go as they take the green flag. Pace cars going to come through 3 and 4. These guys getting ready for a restart. Wyatt Huntley still your leader. Jonathan Atkins second. Brendan Polt, Nicholas Moreau, and Wayne Grassi. Into the restart zone. Green flag is out, and we are racing once again.
Wow, the 21 shot out of a cannon on that one. He just left them all sitting there. I was not able to find anything specifically why the 88 might have gotten a penalty, so it's possible maybe he didn't have a safe entry. I didn't see anything specific, but put Brendan Polt in 3rd. Nicholas Moreau back to 4th, and now the 70-70 are running side by side for 5th spot.
Yep, still the same 21 and 4 up front. Polt, Moreau, Wayne Grassi now side by side with Nicholas Moreau through 1 and 2. Wayne's clawed back those positions he lost in those first few laps already. He's fighting for 4th, which is where he started tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's fighting with last season's champion, so he's got a great run going as TJ Bartel and Jeff Chandler are side by side back there for 8th spot, as that's the next battle, and then JP Burns and Tony Solari side by side right behind them. But Jeff makes past TJ going down the backstretch, and Tony makes it past a sliding 99 of JP Burns.
I saw that in the background. Still watching this battle for the 7 and the 15. Still fighting for that 4th spot. Nicholas almost gets the wall there. The 7 of Wayne Grassi on the inside. Holding that inside lane, holding that white line real nice through the corner.
Yeah, he rose through the center really good, but Nicholas got a great run off the corner there. Clears Wayne going into 3 and put the 15 and Nick back and forth, Wayne back to 5th. And now the 70 looking to the outside of Wayne as Wayne got a little loose off the corner there.
Yeah, Josh looking for that outside lane, that right rear quarter panel, trying to get to the outside of the 7 of Wayne Grossi. He's going to do so through the middle of 1 and 2. Off turn 2, he's going to be there.
Man, he is doing one heck of a job up there on the outside. Great run for Joshua O'Connor in the 70, using it outside.
Still no change up front for the top 4. This is your battle for 5th. Joshua O'Connor, Wayne Grossi, side by side.
Well, the 70 might get the run off the corner and does put the 70 up to 5th position.
As Wayne tries to stop the bleeding, he's going to try to slide in behind the 70, regroup, and see if he can make something happen.
Robert Malikian, Jeff Chandler, TJ Bartel, and Tony Solari are all right there ready to pounce if they get the opportunity, as they're all single file here.
22 laps to go here at Iowa for the Iowa 150. The Sim Racing Points Truck Series here. Put on a show here towards the end. We're getting down to it.
Has Wyatt won a truck race yet? I don't remember if he's won one or not.
Way to put me on the spot. I have no clue.
Well, I will
like
look it up. I will look it up. I have that power.
I don't think he's won one this season, but I think he's going to win in the books.
I think he does too. But let's take a look.
As I continue to circulate here, 20 laps to go at Iowa Speedway. Just looking through the field here. We go, got sideways back here. Looks like it's Alan Duranco side by side with James Morris trying to come back from that penalty.
He does not have a win.
Two-way up the track. All right, well, first time winner then, maybe.
He's doing everything he needs to do. I know Jonathan has got a win. He's got one in the last couple of weeks. So Brendan Polt's got some wins. Nicholas has got some wins. The 70 now has closed the door on, or closed up to the back of the tailgate of Nicholas Moreau, and looking to do to him what he's done to everybody else. Run the outside.
Jonathan Atkins trying to close in on his teammate, the 21 of Hunley. Here towards the end, you got Brendan Bolt in 3rd. As they get down to it, 18 laps to go. Now 17 at the line.
Laps are winding down.
Just looking through the field. JP Burns speaking through the field. JP Burns goes through the infield. Off of turn 4, keeps it straight though. He's going to continue, no caution. You went through the field.
If I was going through the field, I missed him going through the infield. But I was just going through the field, seeing what battles was going on, looking for like somebody like James Morris who lost some spots there. He's not really been able to make it too far back up. He's back up to 15th, but he's running in a big group of cars that are all single file here, all having good runs, staying out of trouble. Going to have a good top 15 finish. Jeff Chandler is looking underneath Robert Malikian up there for the 7th spot. The laps wind down. Guys are getting racier here.
You see Jeff Chandler all over the back bumper of the 7 of Grossi, trying to push him forward. Right in that bottom lane, the 16 of Malikian up high. Yeah,
Jeff got under the 16 and was trying to make the move, but at the same time, the 16 made his way to the outside of the 7 of Wayne Grossi, and that put Jeff behind everybody again. So now both of them looking to the outside of Wayne coming at it too.
Like Jeff's wanting to make it 3 wide. Meanwhile, up front, we just saw Joshua O'Connor duck to the inside of TJ Bartel, trying to make that pass in turn 3. Couple of battles here towards the end of this race. Oh, the 7 and 31 really close coming off the corners. 31's going to clear and then duck to the bottom, trying to take that position from the 16 of Robert Malikian.
Yep, and a couple right in front of them. You got the 70 of Joshua Connor, completely underneath the 15 of Nicholas Moreau going down in turn 3 as he's looking to make that pass and hop into the top 4. But Nicholas says not yet. They run side by side, but Jeff does make the pass in the 16 right behind him.
That is Moreau. I think, we got one guy in the wall there, a lap car.
Mark Kyle Henderson.
Trying to stay out of the way. He's up top. He's going to stay against the wall. Now he's going to dunk
down
the inside.
below.
All right, there he goes. Gets out of the way. We got James Morris. I don't know if he was slow off the corner there. But they keep it straight. 3 wide back here.
Looks like he got underneath somebody. 2 guys in front of him got together, and he had to check up. And then all 3 of them lost. That would be the 77, the 43, and the 88 last lap.
Now Nicholas Moreau still trying to hold off the 70 of O'Connor as Jeff Chandler closes in. Now Robert Malikian trying to hold off that 7 of Wayne Grossi. And I tell you what, the 16 and 7, they're going to be wore out at the end of this race. Those guys have run side by side with other cars and with themselves a lot tonight as we get the 10 to go.
70 and the 15 are having a heck of a battle. Nice and close, racing each other nice and clean. And again, yeah, as you were saying, the 16 and the 7 running side by side.
Contact
there.
The 70 got into the 15 there.
See, I said something. And he makes his way past. Jeff Chandler's there right now, too, is the 16 and the 7. And now Tony Solari are all battling together back there for the, was it 7th spot?
We'll watch this, see if he gets a little bit of a payback bump here from the 15. Looks like now they're going to keep it cordial here as the 70's in front of the 15 right now. But now Jeff Chandler right on the back bumper of Nick Moreau as well. All this for 4th, 5th, and 6th. I don't know, the 15's right on that back bumper of the 70. He's got to be nervous.
And the 4 is kind of caught the 21 a little bit. So we got all these guys kind of coming together here towards the end as we got, 6 laps to go?
7 laps to go at the line.
And Tony Solari was under the 7 of Wayne Grossi for a little bit.
Now the Moreau's looking back underneath the 70 with Joshua O'Connor.
Now, this might be where you might get a little bit of a payback beef right here. Hey, Dory Lawrence is out there in chat. We haven't seen him in a while.
Watch the gap up front, too, because those guys aren't getting close up front. We're going to have a last few laps battle here as the 4 closes in right on the back bumper of the 21.
We got battles all over the top 10 here. As 4 closes in on 21. The 15 is under the 70. Back behind them, there's a battle going on with Tony Solari and Wayne Grossi and TJ Bartel.
Yeah, Tony underneath the 7 of Grossi there. Nicholas Moreau under the 70. I don't know where to look.
I know. The 4 trying to get to the outside of the 21 up front. And he's not there yet.
I mean, this is looking like a heck of a battle here. That 4 really getting a run off the corner. Pulls to the back bumper of the 21. Can he do anything? Well, he's going to look to the outside here. Gets that run. Going to cut to the bottom. Try to get that run off the corner. And he's doing really well. He's able to do it.
Nicholas has made it past the 70. Now that Jeff Chandler's looking underneath the 70 for 5th spot and actually cleared him. So put Jeff Chandler in 5th.
So they single file out. That battle between Tony Solari and the 7 of Wayne Grossi still going on. Actually, no, Tony got by. Now it's TJ Bartel and Wayne Grossi. But up front, we're looking at this battle as we've got 3 laps to go here. That 4 is...
And then we got a lap. Yeah, he's trying to go to the outside there.
He's looking strong. Can he get a run off the corner? Here goes the 21, kind of blocking low. Here comes the 4 with a run. Now 2 laps to go here at Iowa.
We have some lap cars up here. Is there going to play into this? Man, I'm just sitting back watching now.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. So we're going to come down to the white flag. 2, 3, and 4. You're going to see the white flag. 1 lap to go. Is that 21 going to be disturbed arrow-wise? Like he is, as the 89 is in front of him.
Yeah, the 89 though, right in the groove that the 21 wants to be in.
Ford dives into the corner, tries to get right there on the back bumper. This is his last chance. He's going to go through 3 and 4, take that high line. Ooh, the 21's going to look underneath the 89.
Just don't get
this
loose.
is not what you wanted. It's a lap car, but the 21's going to hold on. Wyatt Huntley, your winner tonight here at Iowa Speedway.
Nice job, nice job. Actually, nice job by everybody. What a great race. Only a couple slowdowns for cautions, but lots of racing going on out there. It was a great job.
Very exciting race. A lot of side-by-side action, a lot of side-by-side racing, and a lot of green flag racing. So everybody did a really good job tonight. Hope they had fun. Wyatt Huntley, the most of them, probably had the most fun out there. I think he led about every lap out there. And
just about, yeah.
He's going to receive the victory, the checkered flag tonight. Take home the win, lock himself into the playoffs, and improve his position in the B season points all at the same time. So Wyatt Huntley, your winner of the Iowa 150 here for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Let's look at our finishing results here at Iowa Speedway, brought to you by Sim Racing Points. It's Wyatt Huntley up front. He takes on the win in the number 21 Toyota. The 4 of Jonathan Atkins, his teammate's going to finish second. Third place is going to be the 71 of Brendan Polt. Fourth is the 15. That's Nicholas Moreau, and a great top 5 finish for the 31, Jeff Chandler, the first Chevrolet in the field. Joshua O'Connor is going to come home 6th spot. The 16 of Robert Malikian in 7th. Tony Solari finishes in 8th spot. 9th is going to be the 7 of Wayne Grassi, and finishing in your top 10, the 10th spot, the 28, TJ Bartel.
Chad Lang caps off a great race in 11th position. Alan Duranco, again, a great race for him in 12th. Lewis Meglin, 13th. James Morris makes his way back up to 14th after a pit road snafu late. Richard Myers in the 93 comes home 15th. Dave Nestor, 16th. Noah Nicholson, after the incident, comes back to 17th. J.P. Burns slides his way to an 18th position. Joseph Burgess comes home in P20.
Actually, 19th. The 20th position is going to be Gregory Valade.
Oh, you're right. I'm off. My bad. Valade. Like Gatorade, he said. 21st,
yes. 21st is going to be the 18 of Barry Kramer. 22nd, Chris Gore. 23rd is going to be Michael Blackner. And the 24th, Grant Robichaux, after that pit lane start, comes back to 24th. 25th is going to be Mark Al Henderson. 26th, Nim Silva. 27th is going to be the 13 of Brian Messer. 28th is the 34 of Chris Beck. 29th is Shad Curran. 30th is Joshua Mayhew. 31st, Marshall Johnson. 32nd, Cameron Albertson. Aaron Satcher, 33rd and 34th. And the final finishing position will go to the 24 of William Lark. So we're going to wrap things up on the other side of this commercial break. We'll come back and talk to our top 3 finishers and explore what racing action we saw tonight and look forward. So we'll do all that on the other side of the commercials. We'll be right back after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
The best team.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Iowa Speedway, finishing up the Iowa 250 here on Full Throttle Television. The Sim Racing Points Truck Series in action tonight. And Richie, man, what a exciting race. We're going to get to talk to our top three finishers. Let me just go ahead and start with Mr. Consistency here tonight, or this season, is the 71 of Brendan Polt. Brendan, congratulations. It seems like we're talking to you every week. Very, very consistent in your finishing. Another third place here tonight.
Yeah, actually, I think outside of the Nashville race, which I missed because I took a provisional, I don't think I've been outside top 5 all B season. So, yeah, you're not kidding about the consistency, but I'll tell you what, though, this truck felt like to me was very push loose. I did not feel like it had top 3 pace. It definitely had top 6. I will absolutely give it that, but top 3, at least for me, was not there. But we played the strategy call right. Nick Moreau on that last run, he played the ultimate team game. He was fighting Joshua O'Connor, who was absolutely flying there in the last 20 laps. So hats off to Nick for him playing that team game, making sure it was at least a P3 to P4 finish for me and Nick instead of Joshua O'Connor being in front of me. So as far as the team points are concerned, he played that right. So I gotta tip my hat to him.
Yeah, we don't like to see the team games being played, but you did a good job out there tonight in third place, and again, like I said, a consistent finish. But yeah, it was a struggle tonight. I know that the track seemed to really not have much grip out there tonight, at least in parts, and that kind of is what made this track tough, is the fact that there was grip in the corner with the new asphalt. But as soon as you went over that transition, it seemed like it would whatever issue you were having was just magnified 10 times.
Oh yeah, the old asphalt. Yeah, you could absolutely feel in the wheel as soon as you cross the new to back to the old, wherever, like turn 2 or turn 4, you could tell it just wanted to keep sliding up. So you kind of had to drive it in a way that we could have pushed it more in the corner, but if we did that, we would have been wrecking ourselves out of it. So we were kind of have to not only limiting ourselves, but also, like you said, just trying to manage to keep that truck straight. I almost lost it a couple times on the in that race. I don't know how I managed to keep it straight, but that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, we saw everybody kind of struggling off the corners for grip. Whether we saw some guys push up and get the wall. Some more so, we see a lot of trucks loose. So everybody did a good job controlling their truck as much as they did tonight. But again, congratulations on a solid third place finish, another good points finish. You'll extend that points lead just a little bit as we head into next week. So I'm going to hand you the mic to let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Twisted Speed, ESC, Pop, David should be in chat. I haven't seen him, but I gave him the YouTube link, so hopefully he's here tonight. W Energy, Spencer Teal at Turn 1 Designs made that nice, the nationwide replica paint scheme I've been running for the past couple weeks. And yeah, Morris and Nick, they were able to help me out throughout this race, give you a couple pointers, because it was certainly struggling.
Well, it looked good and it looked fast tonight. Again, another third place finish. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you. The Daytona.
All right. There's your the third place finisher, though, the 71 of Brendan Polt, who brings it home in third place. We'll talk to our second place finisher. I think you're standing by with him now, is Mr. Jonathan Atkins.
Yep, I'm standing down here with the driver of the number 4 truck, Jonathan Adkins. Great race tonight, but it looks like you just didn't have enough for your teammate there.
Yeah, all week long we tested for about 2.5, 3 hours Sunday night, and then again last night, and all week long he's been faster than me here. So I didn't have anything for him. I managed to quit hot lap him in qualifying, but that's about all I had. I could come back to him about lap 30, but past that, he'd just drive away. So.
Well, I mean, you guys still gapped the rest of the field, so the two of you not having enough for him, but it still had enough to gap the rest of the field. So, fantastic job there. You guys seem to have the race completely under control, as the two of you led, I think, every single lap. So, great job with that.
Appreciate it. We like I said, we put a lot of time in, and I never really could get comfortable, and I thought honestly I was going to be really bad. And when we loaded into the race, and the race set felt pretty good, so. We'll take it. That's what we want to do. Finish 1-2, and Barry qualified up there, and I think he missed the start. He probably could have made a top 5 out of it if he hadn't missed the start too. So,
hey Jonathan, it's Brody. Listen, don't let Richie trick you. If the guy's building the setups, he better outrun me, right?
Well, normally I'm good enough to be a little bit quicker than him in the trucks, but at Iowa I didn't have anything for him, so he
the two
did
of
what
you,
he was supposed to do.
The two of you looked like you were on cruise control out there, and you on the closing laps. We watched you close in, and you were trying that a little bit of a higher line to try to get that run off, but just couldn't do it tonight. But like I said, you guys were up front all night long. The only time you guys seemed to, or you specifically, lost anything was on pit road a couple times with Nick. Did you guys get nervous or anything when you saw the 15 break out into the third about just before halfway in the race?
I mean, I knew he was probably going to be our biggest competition, and then like the curve there on pit road, I never could quite time getting into that first spot right. I think it actually lost me some time. You normally want that first spot, but not there. So it worked out starting 1-3, but it is what it is. Go ahead.
Sometimes those curves on these pit roads, it just happens to be that when you want to make that curve, the A post is always in the way, and you can't just, it always screws. I have that issue.
Yeah, it made it really hard.
Bad. Yeah, Martinsville's bad like that. Yeah,
Wyatt was in front of me too, so I'm like trying to not run through him, and it was it was sketchy a little bit, but it worked
absolutely.
out.
Yeah, absolutely. You got P2 tonight, team 1-2. So great job. I'm going to open up the floor. You got any shout outs to any sponsors or anybody watching?
Well, first off, thank Wyatt for he put a lot of time into these setups, and we worked on them together a little bit this week. But normally he rolls it out to me, and I just make it work. I think Wyatt, my GHR teammates, and Shockeye, Studio 10 Wraps, Miller Family Trucking, Speed Ranch, and last but not least, my smoking hot wife.
Well, you congratulations, and we'll let you go so you can get back to your smoking hot wife. Brody, I think you've caught up to our first-time FTSR winner, Wyatt Huntley.
Yeah, I have Wyatt Huntley in the. Sorry, I was just chuckling with that last comment, but Wyatt Huntley here in victory lane, win number 1 in the league in the truck series, and notching that playoff spot here tonight. Wyatt, congratulations, man. What a race, what a run, and what a truck you guys had tonight.
Thank you, sir. I felt like we was pretty good right off the trailer there in practice, on top of the board. I didn't feel like we fell off as much as the rest of them was doing, so I felt all right. And then I kind of tippy-toed in the qualifying there, and Atkins beat me by a couple of hundred, so I kind of feel bad for that. So I'll get him next week.
You heard him talking junk, I guess, up here, huh?
I figured. I didn't have to hear it. I know what's happening.
Well, man, listen, congratulations. I'd ask you how your race was, but you didn't see much. You were up front most of the night. You saw, I guess the mirror got full with the 4 a couple of times, and I will ask you about that towards the end, man. He started making a run towards you. I was like, we're going to have a race here. He's starting to close in, starting to work at high line, and then you caught the lap car on that last lap, and you're like, no, I can't give it up like this. That had to be a little bit of a heart and throat moment.
He was going to make it 3 wide because I was going to use the lap car as a pick to get by me. He wasn't getting by me.
Well, you did.
I hate to say it. I taught him everything he knows. That's the last person I'm going to teach anything to now. I have to run this hard. Golly.
Well, you did a great job, man. And you sound like you're out of breath a little bit, man. So, yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to pass it to Richie, though. Richie, go ahead. Take it away.
Well, I just want to know how great it feels to know that, Jonathan has already gotten a win here at FTSR. You've been here a little bit longer than he has, but you were able to finally get that goose egg off the board and got your first FTSR win here. So congratulations. How's that feel?
It feels good to go to the track where I didn't have to worry about arrow as much as just forward bite. I worked on forward bite for like 2 days and finally got it where I can just stand on it wide open over the hump off of 2 and off of 4 over the seams and not hurt anything.
Well, man,
Well,
you made it.
You definitely, yeah, definitely worked well.
Yeah, I was gonna say you made it look easy out there. You and the 4, you guys kind of took off in that first stage and kind of gapped the whole field there. I know the 70 was kind of coming. He had some speed back there. There's a couple of guys back there that maybe could have had something to say, but they could never get that track position to get up there with you guys on those restarts. The 70, the 88, even the 71 there, he tried to hang with you guys. But again, man, great run tonight for the team. Great run for the 21. You finally get that win, put that 21 in victory lane and get that off your back. We head to Daytona next week. And how do you feel about Daytona?
I'm right in the back. Y'all have fun, okay? I'm done.
I've done what I need to do. That's right.
I'll get a top 10 when they come across off of 4, I hope.
Well, true. That's a good point too. So, man, again, congratulations on the win tonight. Getting that monkey off your back, getting that first win of the season, and we'll look for many more. You guys are working hard on those setups, and it's starting to pay off. So, congratulations. I'm gonna hand you the mic there, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Thanks to Keith and everybody at GHR for giving me the opportunity to run. Atkins, Barry, Brandon worked on the setup. Hey, Brandon missed it. I told him you missed a good one tonight. We've been at least the top 4 there, top 5 at least, get everybody up there.
Yeah.
Like to thank my smoking hot wife Sarah and my little man Carter for not trying to elbow me like with 5 to go. I appreciate it. I told him give me a hug after the race.
Absolutely, man. Well, go celebrate. Congratulations, man, on the win, and we'll see you next week at Daytona.
Thank you, sir. See y'all next week.
All right, there's your winner tonight, Wyatt Huntley, in the number 21, man, and he sounds like it was a workout tonight, and from what I saw on the track, it was.
Well, I'm all worked up up here in the booth. I can't imagine what they are down there on the racetrack, especially somebody like the 16 of Robert Malikian, who was on the outside all race long.
Yeah, some of those guys back there working really hard. A lot of side-by-side racing for some of those guys back there. The 7 of Grassi, the 16 Robert Malikian, the 70. Man, he worked hard all night making those passes. He was doing good coming up through the field. So, yeah, I mean, even our playoff leader, the 15 of
Nicholas Moreau.
Yeah.
You forgot his name already?
Blanked out. Sorry. Yeah. He
forgot his name already.
I was actually pulling something out, but yeah, he even kind of had to kind of claw through the field. He was up 20 spots on the run tonight. So was Jeff Chandler, top 5 for him, 31.
Yeah, they tied. They tied on the Hard Charger Award there.
Yeah, so a lot of hard work put in for a lot of guys. Some guys didn't get the finish that they wanted or deserved, but either way, it was a hard-fought night tonight here at Iowa Speedway, a slick track. We go to Daytona next week, Richie. What are we expecting there?
Draft track, but you're not expecting me there. I think you're going to have a guest.
That's right.
A guest announcer in the booth. But Daytona always brings the same thing: a lot of 2-3 wide action, plate track, drafting, bump drafting, and hopefully not the big one.
Yep. So we'll see how that all plays out next Wednesday night. You can find it right here on Full Throttle Television, 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. The Sim Racing Points Truck Series back in action 1 week from today at Daytona International Speedway. Looking forward to that. And on Monday night, you do have the Cup Series, who will be in action at...
Putting us on the spot.
Chicagoland. That is right, Chicagoland Speedway. So looking forward to seeing what those guys can do. It's not on the official schedule, so everybody's going to be working on setups for that. We'll see who gets tuned in just right for the Cup Series on Monday night. You can catch it here as well on Full Throttle Television Monday nights, 9 p.m. right here on Full Throttle Television. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Iowa Speedway. Another great race these guys have put on here, with Wyatt Huntley getting the first win of the year in the 21. So that's going to do it for everybody at Full Throttle Television. For Richie, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your vacation. And for everybody else, you can see us next Monday night from Chicagoland Speedway right here on Full Throttle Television.